What up, y'all? Welcome to Raw Sessions with Courtney and Shamara. We have a special guest with us today.
What's
you
up,
want to
y'all?
introduce yourself?
My name is Jock, and I hope y'all doing good, staying healthy, staying positive, learning something during quarantine. If you're not furthering your education or learning some kind of knowledge or a skill, then you were definitely in the wrong.
Hey. And you sound like you should be on an infomercial.
Sound like you need to be on episodes.
Myself. I picked up meditation and saging, and so it's beneficial.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I got the link. I'll send it to you.
It's beneficial.
I'm about to sage.
Well, I got mine. She had sage. She had the sage with rosemary and lavender. I like the rosemary one. But
oh, okay. I need some meditation dealing with these elderly people out here in these streets because they don't know what social distancing is. And it really pissed me off. I went to the commissary yesterday. A dude, I guess, because I don't like to be in people's way. So I moved my cart, so it's out the way. He reaches over my cart to grab, the little bags that you put your veggies in and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
He reaches over my cart to grab the veggie bag or whatever. And I'm looking at him like you don't want to practice social distancing? Like, I know we all got masks on in here, but why are you reaching over my basket? All you got to do is just say, excuse me.
All you had to do was pull your mask down and be like, he'd have moved right out your way.
Or I was like, achoo.
I'm petty. I'm right over him.
Now a lot of these stores got the arrows where it's one-way aisles now. They ain't practicing that either.
I'm not gonna lie. I went into Walmart. I didn't realize the arrows was on the ground, and even the sign that say "Do not enter." I didn't pay that shit no attention. Then all of a sudden, I reached down. I looked. I was like, "Oh shit."
Same. Actually, I did that today.
I know, right? You going wrong?
I did that today at Publix. I did that today.
Okay,
at
well,
Publix.
I'm guilty of it at Publix then too, because I didn't even know they had it. And I've been there twice.
Too.
But please remind your elderly friends, your parents, your aunts, or uncles. Please make sure that they're practicing social distancing because down here in Jacksonville, Florida, they are not. And I'm quick to turn up on somebody real soon because they was pissing me off yesterday. But
honestly, y'all need to be going to the stores for them and just letting them stay in the house, and stay away from these people right now. Don't put themselves at greater risk. It's not worth it. You can go on the little site for Walmart and have your stuff delivered to your car. They don't need to go inside.
You do Instacart too.
Oh yeah,
Instacart's a thing.
Yeah.
Publix got delivery as well.
Keep the elderly in house.
So speaking of at risk, y'all know the companies that's closing down and stuff due to COVID. They're closing stores and stuff like that. JCPenney's going filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, Lord.
Pier 1 Imports is closing their stores. Victoria's Secret, like we talked about earlier, they closing a whole bunch of their stores. So I'm ready for these sales whenever y'all ready.
I was wondering why Victoria's Secret card closed out. That might be why. We have a Victoria's Secret credit card, and all of a sudden it closed out. Off of the credit report.
That might be it.
Well, there you go. Look, JCPenney, y'all don't do it yet. Let me go and get another credit card first. I need that credit usage. Just saying, like my credit score high.
Be having some good deals
exactly.
and stuff. So if they're closing a whole bunch of their stores. I'm definitely about to be up at JCPenney buying some stuff. But all right, y'all. So we're gonna move into our topic for this episode. So this episode is gonna have two parts because there are a lot of double standards out there. All right. So our main topic is double standards. Most of them are between men and women, but we have some that are not. But we're gonna try to hit these high notes and just voice our opinion on double standards. Feel free to leave us comments and send us emails. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinion on some matters, and then we'll address them in our next episode. So the first one what we got, Shamir?
All right, we got women being crazy versus men being controlling. Jacques.
Yes.
What say you?
I've been called out. I honestly, I've never been called controlling until recently. Actually, like now.
Oh, your recent relationship?
Yes. So this is the first time I've ever dated an alpha woman. Ever.
What do you consider an alpha woman? Like
a woman that does not need me. A woman that makes me feel needed, but she doesn't need me. She doesn't need anything. She doesn't need me financially. She doesn't need me for anything.
Ain't that sexy?
That she can't do for her.
My boyfriend just said no, not all the time. It's not sexy. I'm gonna address that after this episode. But go ahead.
Yeah. So I've never dated an alpha woman. So I guess like all of my traits, I guess I don't even know, people, they call everything toxic now. So some of my traits that I have, because when you date somebody for a long time, you have to reset and get yourself together before you date somebody else, because you can't do the same stuff. So with her, she called me out on a lot of stuff that I did not know was considered controlling or toxic, I guess.
Oh, do tell. We are
some
listening.
examples.
So I guess one can be, like asking or like, who called, or like who texted, or like, oh man, you haven't posted me in a minute. Like, are you entertaining some DMs and stuff like that? It's like, well, why do you care? Like, that's kind of controlling. Like, like you want to check my social medias and stuff, and it's like, now I want to check it. I just like to be showing off a little, sometimes. But then she had to elaborate. She's like, I'm not big on social media. Honestly, the only reason I have it was just to keep up with people and just to see how they doing, or if someone needs to reach me, they can reach me, because I don't like giving out my number. And it's like, okay, that's cool. I understand that.
So you just used to being posted on social media is what you're saying?
Being posted, being talked about, being tagged, being, having her show that, hey,
the center of attention, the star in the relationship.
This is who I'm with. This is mine.
And my ex did the same thing, because, well, not like that, but my ex would always make sure that she tagged me and stuff, because I had more friends than her. So she knows that if she posts a photo by herself, she's going to get like 30 likes. But if she tagged me, we about to get like 100, 200, 300, so we about to break the internet.
I think that might come from, like, if a girl posts her boyfriend all the time, it's like, look at what I got, look at what I'm doing, like kind of like a bragging type thing.
Yes.
Or the other, or the other side of the coin could be, all right, I just want to, it's my page, I post what I want. They just want to post it. Now, I don't even know her, and I respect her because she's mellow about it. She don't have to brag or put out to the world, oh, this is who I'm dating, this is who I'm with, this is who I got.
She's more private, because it's better in private, so people aren't all in your business.
It is, because people, you don't have to listen to people's opinions about stuff, because you can hear it. I can hear it now. Oh, you got your little light skinned one now, huh? Like,
even the dudes that still message her, because like my whole thing is like, if a dude's messaging my woman, even if it's just something like a heart or like a fire emoji, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? But now, like, especially with talking to her, like my dad, like, it's opened my eyes, especially with her. She opened up my mind and my eyes a lot. It's just kind of like, she says she just leave him on scene. She just read it, because she's like, it is a compliment. It's one thing. It's also like, okay, cool. Like, then, like, if dudes are trying to get at my girl, I can't even be mad, because I got at her and it worked. So,
right.
And they just understand. Like, oh, you look beautiful today, and it's just like, okay, cool. Like, she's like, oh, thank you. Keeps it moving.
That's a compliment to you, though. That's how you should take that.
Hey, it is.
They looking at her, and then if she's not entertaining it,
it is.
But on the flip side, I know what she's talking about. If you constantly posting somebody and then you stop, people assume that, oh, the relationship is ending,
or we broke up.
Yeah. So they like, oh, that's a door open. That's an opening for me. It's my time. I'm gonna shoot my shot.
Yeah, like she changed her profile picture. It's like just her. And dude's gonna be like, oh, like she might be single. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? That's real talk, because I changed my profile picture. Remember that email I showed you from my ex?
Yeah.
It came in 15, 20 minutes right after I changed my profile picture to one by myself. See? It's crazy. Like, oh,
what you up to?
We ain't been together in 6 years.
As you used to be in every profile picture. Like, I'm the profile picture. I'm with you in a profile picture on your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, whatever. All that. I'm used to being in the Abby.
Well, at least you didn't come off as like telling her like, you better post me, or hey, make sure you post this or whatever, because then that can come off as controlling. But you came off kind of like chill. Me, you guys had a conversation about it, and it is what it is. I don't consider you being controlling in that stance. What else did she mention?
I have to think about that, because she said at the beginning of our relationship, she called me out a lot, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I that bad?
But it makes you realize, like, I didn't notice I was doing these things, and now someone's pointing out to me, and it's like, hold on, it makes you do a self-reflection of yourself. So that's good that she, and then at the same time, that's good that she's open enough to tell you about it, because a lot of people will just let it ride, just let it roll off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's my first time dating alpha, because she doesn't get walked over.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's cool. It's really cool.
Because some people are damaged from past relationships. Because I mess with Tyranny about that, but like, oh, who we texting? Or who texting us? And I didn't realize that me saying that jokingly, because I really don't care. And when she tells me, I'm like, dude, I wasn't serious. But I realized her past relationships, people have done that and and been really worried about who she was texting, who was texting her, would go through her phone and stuff. And me jokingly saying it triggered something for her. So I had to stop being
playful.
Yeah, playful in a sense, because it was messing with her, because she thought that I was really insecure about who she was texting, when in essence I know all she does is talk to her family. That's it.
Yeah.
So
I think for men being too involved, for men and women being involved in each other's business, I feel like that's a little bit of a form of insecurity. why are you so concerned about what the other person is doing? If that person is telling you like, oh, hey, I went to the store, or hey, I'm about to go do this, I'm about to go to the gym. If they're like being open and communicating with you about what they're doing, you shouldn't be too concerned about what they're doing. Does that make sense?
You triggered that. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so I was thinking that. So I do that because I had asked her too when we first started dating. I was like, hey, like, can you let me know when you leave the house? Like, can you let me know that you're okay? Like when you make it somewhere. Mm-hmm. She was like, oh, that's controlling. Like she's never had that. And I was like, it's really not how to explain to her. I was like, because you are a beautiful woman and you're alone. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure that you're okay. Mm-hmm. So yes, I want to know that you've made it to the store or wherever you're at, because I want to know that you didn't get into a car accident, and I'm not like constantly asking you questions of like, what are you doing? And you're just kind of like, oh, I'm here. And you're like, where? I'm out here. Like,
but you don't need to know every single one, right?
Yeah,
just
we busted that down.
Yeah.
Just like I want to know that you made it home. If you're saying, hey, I got to run a lot of errands today, run your errands. Mm-hmm. That's fine. You can keep up with me if you want, or you can be like, hey, I stopped to get some gas. Yeah. It's just to make sure that it's just a thing that I just want to know that you're okay, because there are people who watch, and there are people who stalk, and there are people who will put their foot in the door watching you get to the house, and they're gonna follow you, and things can happen, especially as a woman. So I just want to. It's just one of those things where I just want to know that you made it home, that you left, that you got to your destination okay.
That you're safe.
Yep.
It's just a safe thing. Like with that, she does the same thing with me. She's like, hey, I want to make sure you're okay. Like you got your gun and all something. Yes, I always got it. I'm good. I always got
it. Lock and loaded.
Yeah, we always got something. Like,
can men be clingy?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Have you been clingy before?
Absolutely.
Oh, what kind of? I feel like it's different levels of clingy.
First time I think I was ever clingy was when I lost my virginity. Yeah, that's a whole new world. I want that now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my God.
All right, now describe how clingy that was.
I have
like,
this
I'm
now.
You, girl.
I have this now. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. This is what guys and rappers be talking about all the time. Like now I have it.
I don't think they was talking about it in that sense. But okay.
You was culture shocked. This is what you saying.
I was like, a whole new world, like this on Aladdin.
That's it. You was open. That
I was
right
brought
there,
into the world.
I have never been clingy. Never been clingy.
Ever?
Never been like, oh, I need to go with you here, or oh, you going to the gym? Okay, cool, I'm gonna go. Or oh, you gonna go do this? Okay, I want to go. Like I love having my own space, and that's one of the things I love about my relationship now. Like we give each other our space. Like he'll be in the living room watching TV, and I'll be in the bedroom watching TV, and we just have our own space. Yeah. If I want to go out and do something and he may want to go, he's like, you know what? I'm going to give her time to herself. And I do the same thing with him. Now, sometimes we do a lot of stuff together, but as far as me having to be up under my man like that, nah. That's just not me. Because I know how it feels to have a man clink on to me, and that shit's not fun. I don't like it.
I've experienced
Shamir, why are you looking at me like that? Like,
I'm not looking at you like that. I'm just thinking in my mind, like, I don't know.
You need your boo?
I guess we're clingy because we do everything together.
Oh my God. And you know what? Yes, they are. And I'm going to refer back to last time Shamir came over here. Not last time, or the time before. Yep. Because, y'all stayed over for dinner that day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she
so
left
the doorbell ring. Shamir go answer the door. Now all I hear is, hi.
That is not clingy. We are affectionate. That is affectionate.
Can I finish? Hi. How was your drive? Oh, how was work? I'm like, dang, are y'all done? Like, what in the world? And then I'm like, y'all can get away from the front door. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, whenever I see y'all are up on each other, but it's not in a bad way. It's not like she can't move without you and you can't move without her. That's what I think clingy is. It's like, dang, you always got to be up under your dude like that. Like, he can't go to the store by himself. That means you don't trust him and you're insecure.
Do you consider clingy and needy the same or different?
I
think that's a difference. I think needy is coming from, I need
depend on that person.
Yeah,
yes,
something that's lacking.
Dependable. I need my man to pay my bills, or I need him to do this around the house, or I'll just wait till he gets home so he can do this. It's like, no, versus clingy, it's like, he going to the gym? Okay, I'm going to.
I want to be in your presence. I just want to be around you.
Up under that
Can't be
person the
separated.
whole time.
Right. Okay.
And then that can be considered as like stalkerish too.
Which one, clingy or needy?
Clingy.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that whole
hi. You know what? If you're okay with it, then
it was a long time.
We haven't seen each other all day, you know. And y'all, this is not a new relationship. We've been together for years, so it's not like this is something that just start. We just do these things.
It was cute though.
We sit together on the couch when we go to the store. We go to the store together. It's just something that we do. We like that. Our relationship, we're together. We're a team. We are one. So.
When I get home, what up, babe? All right, I'm about to go in the room and whatever. It's like I was like we roommates, but we not roommates. We just so used to being around each other. So, why is it okay? So women are always being called crazy, but why can't women? I mean, why can't we both be called the same thing? Like if a woman is considered controlling, why can't women be controlling instead of crazy?
I think it's just a common thing when it comes to women. We are always, and we have always been just crazy. It's just that woman is crazy. She crazy. It's just always, we've always been labeled as crazy, and men have always been labeled as controlling, and it's just society and how they view the different sexes. Because a woman can do the same exact thing that a man can do, and hey, she just crazy, he controlling.
Have you done anything crazy that you would like to tell the listeners?
As far as
anything that you think would be considered crazy.
Oh yeah, I done yes.
So, we're listening.
When I met my children's father, I was 16. So I was young. He was 26, you know. So things that he could do and I couldn't do, he can go to the club, all that stuff. And he was cheating, and I would find numbers and stuff, and I would break his windows. I would do donuts in his car. One time we got into an argument, and him and his cousin were trying to go to work, driving down the street, and we were coming down Compostela over the bridge. If y'all from Norfolk, y'all already know. And I was ramming the back of their car because at the end of the day, I was going to get the last word. Oh yeah, everybody done had crazy moments.
That's like the normal. That's movie crazy. You know, you see that movies. For me,
look at your face. I'm like, what the fuck?
Ramming the car. Oh, I've done some crazy stuff, but not to that extent.
Has a woman done anything crazy to you? Like something that's crazy?
Not necessarily.
Not that you know.
I think because even with my ex, so she was like, yes, like I love you and everything like that, but she had like a slight fear towards me, which is what she told me. Because she was like, I just know that if I did something to you, you could do it way worse and get away with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think, so I think I've done crazy stuff, but I think it wasn't called crazy. I was praised for it. So like we went to church together, but I just call her my cousin because she's in the Navy too. So we was in Virginia together. She was at a little party or whatever, and the guy who's actually like her husband now, and they have babies, he was kind of messing around with her. She was trying to find her keys and get ready to go, and he had like hid her keys. So she was looking for them for like an hour and a half, and everyone's laughing and ha ha he he, and she was like, okay, ha ha he he, I got something for that ass. So she called me and was like, hey, I need you, like where you at? I was like, well, I was about to go to bed. I just put like my stuff up, just put the dogs down. Like, what you need? She was like, I'm about to send you this address and I need you to pull up because they won't give me back my keys. And I was like, okay, where is it? So she sent it to me. It's 5 minutes down the street. I said, girl, I'll be there in 2. Right? So I hopped in the truck, loaded, strapped up, ready to go. Jumped down, just gearing down, pulled up, left the truck door open, and I hop out immediately, and I got the strap on me. I was like, where's my cousin's keys? Who got them? Next thing you know, they appear instantly. He still gets clowned for it to this day, and it's happened probably about like 6-7 years ago.
Damn, that situation changed real quick. Like, nah, you gonna give me my keys?
Yeah, and it wasn't anything. I wasn't trying to pop off of nobody, find nobody. I was like, where's my cousin keys? She need to go home.
See, I think that men and women have different ideas and views of crazy. Because I don't think that that's crazy. For me, I'm like, hey, yeah, like you said, respect it. You came in, you took care of, your family. That's what you're supposed to do.
This was my last relationship y'all may think it's crazy. I think it's not cuckoo crazy, but it's like, yo, that girl crazy.
It's
as
not
shit.
her crazy.
Well, what's it?
So it's not. Yeah, right. It's not sure.
Donuts and
Mind you,
ramen
I
people.
was underage, under 18.
Me and my ex broke up, and I was talking on the phone with Gloria. What up, Gloria? Talking to her, and me and her came up with this idea. I'm about to pop up, smash and dash, and that's exactly what I did. Got in the shower, got all lathered up, you know what I'm saying? Got dressed up, smelling all good and everything. So of course we make a plan B, plan C. Like, all right, what if another girl over there? What if he not home? Whatever the case may be. Get over there, knock on the door. Hey, what's up? Well, what you doing here? Whatever. Don't worry about why I'm here. Just dun. Put on my clothes. Boom. Just left. Okay. Stunned. That's my first time ever doing that. But I remember talking to him about it later on. He was like, man, I can't believe like you just came over here and do that. Like, yo, you crazy as shit. Like, I ain't never had no woman just come over, you know, smash and leave. And he was like, I was just stunned. Business. He was like, he said, I stayed on the couch with my pants still down to my ankles. Like, what did she just do to me?
I don't think that's crazy. That's just straight to the point, straight to business. There's no need for, you know what you want. You have something to do. There's no need for the small talk and let's hang out, play games. Let's go get some food. It was like, I'm here for one thing and I got it and now I'm out. Now I don't care to know how your day went or nothing. I got what I needed. I'm satisfied. I'm going to the crib.
I felt it was a little crazy because I had never done that before, and it was just something that's just not in my personality to do. But it's like, you know what? I'm gonna show this fool, and that's exactly what I did. So
be careful with those smash and dash.
Well, it was a one-time thing. Like, it ain't happened after that. Because I did it. We didn't get back together or nothing. So.
And that's how I ended up with Zaki. Yep.
You did a smash and dash, or he did? Oh.
I did a smash and dash. I was like, oh, you want to play? We over, but I'm gonna show you what you're gonna be missing.
Oh,
yeah, no, it didn't work that way. I saw it on a movie. Damn, I can't remember what the name of that movie is. It's gonna come back to me later. And she dressed in a trench coat and heels.
Oh, Boomerang.
Was it? No, it wasn't Boomerang.
It's a lot of movies where they dressed up in a.
And she had on a trench coat and heels and went over to his house. And they had broke up. She went, did it, and left. And his mind was blown. He was like, "Oh man, can't believe it." And maybe I should stay with her and all that. And I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go do that." Yeah, I got left with a present. Love you though. I love my son though. Don't get me wrong, but yeah.
That's on movies
and
shows.
Does he know that's how he was conceived? Like your son? He
only 14. I ain't about to have that conversation with him just yet. No. They always be like, "Mommy, I was an accident." I know you a happy mistake. That's just what it is. No.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next double standard. Right. Women hold grudges, but men let it go. All right, women, we are known as always holding grudges, but I think men can hold grudges too. It just depends on what it is.
I think men hold grudges about more serious things than women do. Women, we petty. We will hold grudges over some petty stuff.
True.
Because the person that stole my underwear, I'll still be mad about that. I'll be a little salty about that sometimes, you know. Granted, me and her cool on Facebook. You know, if I ever see her, is what's up. You know, she paid me back for him. I cut him up. She got him, but... yeah, I still be a little salty. I won't trust her in my house.
Well, we talked about it on our one of our other episodes, holding a grudge versus being petty. I'm not the type to hold a grudge. I just don't ever forget what you did to me. I forgive you, let it go, but don't think you're gonna come around and come back in my life as if nothing ever happened. Like, nah, our relationship is completely different. I do think men let it go a lot. Some things I feel like, nah, you need to turn up, like, and they just like, nah, it is what it is. I see that. I think I do it a lot of time at work, because you know I socialize with more men than women at work. So a guy do something to another guy, and I'm like, you ain't gonna cuss him out, you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that, and it's like, nah, it is what it is. Like, whatever, I'm gonna just let it go, and it's like, oh, okay. If it don't bother you, it don't bother me. Why is it that women bring up issues over and over again and just can't let it go? Like, why?
I think we just more emotional
too.
I think we're more emotional. I think we are more emotionally driven,
or so we just can't let it go.
Like, no, damn. 2 weeks later, remember that time? Oh, well, when you said this and when you did this 3 months ago. Women are just emotional. We just hold on to stuff and harbor things, and if we don't resolve it, it's just there festering. And that's why I think, like, you have an issue or problem, you need to talk about it right then. We need to discuss it, not, we'll talk about it later or get out my face. No, we need to talk about it right then, because if I sit and I let it just fester, I done all kind of scenarios. I'm 2 years down the line. We done broke up. I done moved in, got my own plate. Trust me, you know how our minds work.
You done had a whole soap opera moment.
Yep.
Jocko, you the type to hold a grudge?
Depends.
Or you like
it's like
most
you said,
men let it go?
It's like you said, but if it's something major, yes, absolutely. Like that one dude I told you earlier, I will never forget that or forgive him. And if I see him, I don't know him. And if he needed something, I don't have it.
I also look at this as, I don't know, like, say it's two men, they end up messing around with the same girl, or one guy end up messing around with another guy's girl, and then the other guy just like, oh, you know what, it is what it is, like whatever, they just let it go. I've seen that happen, and it's like
you have to think about, like, it's not really the dude's fault. Like I mentioned earlier, if a dude slides in my shorty's DMs, it's not his fault. He's like, yo, she's pretty. He shot a shot. Obviously, he got denied, or she just like was respectful about it. Yo, thank you, cool, But if it's something to the point where he was able to get in with my shorty, that's my shorty's fault. So I really can't be mad at the dude, because that's what dudes do.
But if it was one of your homeboys,
oh yeah,
you be mad or you just let it go?
That happened in high school. And I'm not still mad, but I was mad for a long time.
His face said something different, y'all, just so you know.
Yeah, I thought that was my boy. We was on the basketball team together. The girl I was dating at the time, she was like, hey, I think I didn't want a little break, whatever. Me, I was like, I don't do breaks either. We're together, we're not. So whatever. So she did her thing, and I knew she was going to do something. Didn't know it was going to be with who I thought was my man's on the basketball team. So I did something back. Worse, obviously.
Interesting. What did you do?
She slept with 1. I slept with 5.
Oh, okay. Well,
all right then.
Well, now,
Jesus,
should have had him here for that petty episode.
Petty party 1.
I need a week. I was like, okay, it's gonna be a fun week then.
Oh man. All right. Okay, we gonna move on. Woo.
But if it's something small, men will squash it, especially if you see it at work. It happens at work with us all the time. It could be something as simple as you try to help somebody with something at work. They got mad. You got mad at each other. It's like, hey, look, I'm sorry about earlier, but I was just trying to help you out, help you do something faster or whatever. And then you be like, all right, cool, it's cool, man. It's whatever. We straight. Coming tomorrow, it's all good. It's a new day.
I struggle with, right now at work, keeping my mouth shut and then saying something, and then it ends up feeling like I'm starting drama. But it's like, if I don't speak up and say something, then that shit just gonna ride, and I'm not cool with that. But then sometimes I'm like, maybe this is not the battle you want to fight, because if you try to fight it, then it's gonna blow up to something more than what it is. So I had this conversation with
Was it something built up? Is it something built up? Because if it's something that's built up with that one person, and you constantly have something with that person, I can see where that grudge, because you're like, oh, you're already gonna be on some mess. Versus if it was like a one-time thing.
It's built up.
It's built up. Exactly. Because if it's built up, then it's gonna go from the little grudge to the petty, because you've been waiting for this moment.
But I used to be that type of person that always spoke up and said something, and then I always end up being the bad guy, the bitch, the just person who's always starting drama. So now, being in a different position, running PC is like, you know what, I'm not even gonna say anything about it. Like, I'm gonna just let it ride. It ain't that serious. It is what it is. I'll voice it to Shamara, or I'll talk to Moser all the time, but other than that, like, I just decide to not really speak on it and say anything now. If I really feel strongly about it, oh yeah, you're gonna hear my mouth. You're gonna hear me around the corner like, oh, Bellamy yelling at somebody. Yeah, I'm going in. But now I guess I pick and choose my battles, is kind of what I'm saying. So there's this one person that's getting on my nerves, and yeah, she's tap dancing on my nerves, but is that person really worth me going in?
Because sometimes the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Exactly. Yes. So it's like, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, you different, but
no. Honestly, you'd be proud of me, because a situation happened, and I could have went to that person and been like, rah, 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 but I didn't. I was like, all right, I'm gonna let somebody else handle it. But I feel like sometimes when people look at the situation, they don't look at it as hey, this person shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be stepping out of their lane. They looking at it as, well, I don't really want to deal with that. You know, that's not high on my priority list.
Right.
So they just let it ride, or they, oh, that's my sister. You know, we the same rank, so we gonna, you know, look out for each other. But once somebody screw you over 1, 2, 3 times, you just don't deal with them.
Right.
And I don't like when people go above and beyond when it's not their place. And sometimes you need to just stay in your lane. So for me, I feel like, especially when situations happen, like the situation I told you about earlier, yeah, I could have been the person that, okay, we're going to do this way and not going to say nothing. But then if somebody found out that, hey, I knew about this stuff, then I'm going to be in trouble. Then I'm going to be sitting back looking stupid because I knew about the situation and I covered it up. So True. Sometimes that goody two shoes and that moral compass, it just, I don't know, it just fucks with me. It messes me up.
Yeah, I'm not a passive person, but I just choose to just pick my battles at the end of the day. Like, do I really want to say something about this? Nah, no, whatever it is, what it is. And then sometimes I look back and I'm like, dang, I should have said something. But now, most of the time, it's like, yeah, that wasn't worth me speaking on or talking about. All right, so we're going to move on to the next double standard. Someone attractive, someone that you find attractive, or someone that's cute, whatever case may be, gives you a compliment versus someone that's not so cute, someone that's ugly, giving you a compliment. Why do we, and this is just a general double standard, like why do we respond differently? Like a compliment is a compliment at the end of the day, but why does it matter who it's coming from?
Because... So I'll say I think it could be something for both, but if you were someone attractive and you're like, oh yeah, this person's attractive, just gave you that compliment, you'd be like, you know what, I wouldn't mind if something popped off. It'd be like, it's cool. I was cool with that. I'm not disappointed. Maybe it was better than what I expected. And if it wasn't what you expected, you'd be like, yeah, it's whatever. But when that person that you don't care for or that's not attractive to you, or there's kind of like a grossness to them or like an off vibe, it's going to throw you off. It can ruin your day. It can ruin your lunch. You might even be hungry.
Make you uncomfortable.
And then you get to the point where you talk to somebody else, or you want to get to the point where like you might want to report it even.
For me, it's the consistency. For me, it doesn't matter where the compliment is coming from, who it's coming from. It depends on the consistency. So if you're an attractive person and you give me a compliment every time you see me, like, oh, you looking cute, or oh, hey, I like that pin you got, or oh, hey, I see what you doing for lunch. Like if you saying something to me every time you see me, it's like, all right, like you it feels weird to me. And then someone that's ugly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100. All right, I feel like you about to start stalking me. Like you're obsessed with me. You're obsessed with me. That's how 100.
Let me make sure I watch you when you update your recall, so you're not staring at my page. Your last name don't start with that.
But it comes from the consistency. So, but if you're doing it onesie, twosies, all right, cool. I'm not gonna think nothing of it. But if you're doing it all the time, like if I see you 5 to 6 times a day, every time you see me, you got something to say. I don't care whether you cute or you ugly. It's like, all right, you're coming out weird. All right, now I think you might follow me home. All right, now you sending me letters and you sending me anonymous flowers and shit. So, yeah.
Okay. To add to that, right? You said it's consistency. So, if you are constantly getting compliments from attractive people, you know you're attractive. But if you're constantly getting compliments from the ones that aren't attractive, you're going to think, dang, is that what I'm pulling? Am I one of them? You're going to think that, am I ugly? Like, dang, I'm always getting compliments from ugly dudes. Am I ugly?
Yeah.
But if I'm getting compliments from all the daddies out there, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm bad. Right. I know I'm bad.
But all the weirdos, the nerds and stuff.
Yeah, you're like, am I weird? Am I pulling? Like, is something wrong with me? Like, is the way I dress? Is it how I'm presenting myself? Like, why is that the only thing that's reaching out to me?
No, I never really thought about it like that. But yeah, you got a point. I think I don't know. I guess
it's two different consistencies, but
I guess because at the age that I am, it's like a compliment is a compliment. Oh, hey, you look cute. Hey, I like your shirt. And it doesn't matter who it came from. So what?
I'm older than you, and I'm sorry. A compliment is not a compliment now. It's some people that I work with every day. Oh, you looking beautiful or this or that. And I'm like, all right. And then there's one higher up that every day he got a comment to make. I don't care what it could be about my pants. It could be about something I said, and he turned it to something sexual. And every day I'm like, ugh, to the point I'm hiding behind gear just so this person don't see me. I walk into the office and I'm literally counting and timing so that I can walk out so we have no interactions. Like when people say stuff and he say stuff and he say something and then he look at me and he be like, hey, I'm like, ugh, like it turned my stomach. Don't laugh because
that
but
could,
you know how, because you know what I'm talking about.
I know
you know,
exactly what you're talking about.
It's like, okay, you make a comment and you make a compliment. Okay, that's one thing. But if you like all day
consistent.
long and you innuendos and all this stuff, it's like, dude, let that shit go. Like it ain't never gonna happen.
I think that goes with age too, because like, so say we go out, right? Whenever I go home, like my mom, like she might buy some wine, and the person's like, "Oh, can I see your ID card?" She gets all like, "Oh, you need to see my license?" Like, okay, but me, I get annoyed. I literally get annoyed.
Like, do I look that young? Like, what you mean?
Yes, because when I was at the 7-Eleven, right, there was a guy who's in the Army. He's in uniform. You know, I was in uniform, whatever. He was like, "Oh man, What rank is that?" And I was like, "Oh, this." Told him the rank, and he was just like, "You that? Like, how long have you been in?" And I told him, "I've been in for I'm coming up on 8." And he's just like, "Dang, dude, I thought you were 19."
Dang, you been in 8 years? That's crazy.
I know that just blew my mind right then and there.
And I was like, "Nah, man. Like, I'm saying I'm 26, so he's 27." He's like, "Nah, dude. Like, I thought you was 19." So every time I go to the gas station, I try to buy some beer, or like whatever else. They'd be like, "Can I see your card?" And I'm just like, gosh, okay. Or at the restaurant, you at the restaurant with your boys and like, oh yeah, let me get the Dos Equis. I need to see your card.
And don't ask nobody else at the table but
exactly.
you. Right?
Me and my twin all the time.
Oh my
all the time. Ask him if he needs a kids menu.
That's not funny, but it's funny.
Do we need a kids menu for the little one?
So why is it that when women are giving compliments to men, oh, you cute, you this, you that, it comes off as she's coming on strong, she's being aggressive, versus men, it's just the norm. Men are just known for always complimenting women, but when a woman does it, oh, she coming on strong, or she aggressive.
Personally, I like that because it's common, like you said. It's more of the time the man is going to shoot his shot than the woman will. Woman might give you the little signs, but a lot of guys don't catch the signs. She's going to look at you. She might walk by you a couple of times. Y'all make eye contact. That's kind of her like shooting it, but not being out there. Man is going to be like, hey, I think you're beautiful. I want to get to know you. What's your name? What's your sign? All that stuff. Like, what are you into?
Is it more so like, do men like to be courted?
What do you mean? Like cornered?
Courted.
Like pursued.
Pursued, yeah.
I like that. I think it should happen.
You like to be courted by women.
Yeah, I think it should happen more, especially because we're all grown. It's not the whole like high school, like you hit 3 likes on my Instagram, I hit 3 likes on your Instagram. You go to my photos, you hit little 2 more likes. Now next you know you send in a DM like the little eye emojis. I'd rather you be like just straightforward. You be like, you say what you're feeling. Either like, hey, I really want to get to know you. See if he could probably go somewhere, kind of date you, or like you said, you come for one thing. Hey, I just need some of this, and I know you got it, and I need it.
So you like to be chased?
No, not chased, just straightforward.
Well,
not chased, straightforward.
Okay, so I've always been, well, not no more, but back in the day, I used to always be the aggressor. I was the chaser. Like, hey, you want to go out to eat? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that? And I think it kind of turned guys off because it's like, they like the chase. The chase entices them. They want to court the woman. But now it's like, hearing you say that, it's like, well, wow, men, like, do you like to be chased? So do you want a woman to, hey, she's giving you compliments. Hey, you're attractive. Hey, let's go out. And then she's like, are you okay with a woman coming to pick you up to take you out on a date?
Yeah, my truck drinks too much gas. So yes. If she had a car, yes. Yes.
See, I think when you
but all the time though, and like, are you okay with a woman paying for the dinner?
Yes, me and mine, we split it up. I'll pay for breakfast, she might pay for dinner, or
do the same thing.
Or if I buy the movies, she's gonna buy the snacks.
But see, I think when that aspect is a generation thing.
Yeah,
when you say that, like, because certain generations are not okay with that. I know my mama generation, no, that woman ain't doing none of that. She's sitting at home. You coming to me. You coming to pick me up. You coming to my house. You gonna knock on the door. You gonna hold the car door open for me. All that. Different generations, I think, fall into different categories. Because like you said, Instagram, all that, and 3 likes and all. I ain't had that when I was growing up. That wasn't part of high school. Like we was like writing little notes and do you like me? I like you. Yes, no. Groups. Put it in my locker and stuff. So
exactly.
But that kind of, I feel like the social media is a benefit because you can fill a person out before you even go out.
You can creep on their page and see if.
No. How you call it creeping?
You can.
Because that is
okay.
What it
so
is.
the what we call investigations. Because if you see, so like one thing that as men, like you noticed a lot. So if girls always posting a picture of, let's say, cleavage or face to a certain area, you be like, okay, but what that body look like? And you be looking and you see she ain't really got no body pictures. Or why she always posted something from the front, not the back or the side.
And if you taking a picture from up in the sky, that means you kind of wide because that angle makes you look thinner. I done got catfished before, so I already know.
Wow.
Yes, I know. That's
crazy.
how I know them pictures do that. You take a picture from up, you could be 400-500 pounds, but from that angle,
or the girls
I can't see that.
The girls that put their knees up on the t-shirt.
Oh, because they got that they got no titties or they got the extra gut.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you think that they got a little something. You're like, yeah, she got something to play with, but she don't.
Or when they do the picture where they sitting on the bathroom sink and they like, taking a picture from the back.
Same thing
you
with
ain't
y'all.
got no butt.
Same thing with y'all. So like, if you're looking at dudes, like he always got a hat on. You could be you could be hat fish. Right? Next thing you know, you take the hat off, you got the George Jefferson.
Yep.
He don't got no hair.
I guess now is women just aren't known to be chasers, but I think now with social media, the benefit of social media, point blank, is all right. Let me fill this person out. Let me talk to this person. Let me see how this person is before I go out and spend money on them.
Or what they're interested in, like stories. You can see like what they're doing. Like, oh, they kayaking. I don't want to kind of get into that. I think that's something different versus they just drink.
But what sucks is you're just talking back and forth on your phone or your FaceTime, and you're not actually sitting down face to face having a conversation.
Yeah, and a lot of times with social media, it allows people to be who they perceive themselves as, not who they really are.
Right.
So I feel like with social media, you can get catfish to a certain degree. Somebody could be showing you their representative and you won't know them until you get with them and spend that time with them.
That's true. That's how me and my girl started. That's how me and my girl started.
Her?
No. When I came from Bahrain, I noticed her. I was like, she's the baddest one on the ship, right? So I was, she was a junior sailor. She ended up getting mapped twice, made rank, caught up, awesome. So I didn't know, and she was married too at that time. They ended up getting divorced and everything like that. So it was cool, but I was just like, I didn't know because she told me that her and her friend was like, oh, there goes your work husband, there goes your work boyfriend. Every time I would walk by and like, hey, how you doing? Little conversations. I'm like, hey, how was your weekend? We kept it straight. And then, one day she had a bad night, whatever, and then I hit the DM because me and my girl had broke up, and I hit the DM and I was just like, oh, you drinking that? Like, you crazy, whatever. She was just like, yeah, exactly. And she was like, oh, like, this is I had a bad night, just kind of going through this with this, my husband, like, whatever. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm not gonna, like, host this conversation. I was like, okay, cool. Well, if you feel bad in the morning, I'm gonna bring you something. So I went to Walmart before work and I brought her a Pedialyte.
Aww.
So she tells people that she's like, he brought me a Pedialyte, literally saved me that day. And then it got straight to but she was straightforward. She was like, look, I know you're transferring soon. I just want to hook up. I was like, okay, word. So we waited though, but I'm glad it was a straight thing because we waited like 2 weeks. And like after 2 weeks, I asked her, I was like, do you want to go on a date? And I took care of everything because that's just like, if I ask you to do something for the day, I'm taking care of it. That's just like how I was raised, like being from Texas and whatnot. So paid for everything. I picked her up. We went on the date. I paid for the day. I paid for the dessert. I took her to Circuit. It's like an old school arcade bar with like beers and wines and stuff. I took her there. She never had that. Opened her doors and everything like that. She's like, I've never experienced that, like, whole bang. And then literally like the next day, she was like, so I know we were saying we were just gonna hook up, but I'm feeling you. So it was like direct. So it was like I wanted it to be just a hookup and then whatever. But she was like, I'm feeling you, and I was like, I'm gonna lie, I've been feeling you since the day I met you.
Aww, clingy, cute. My bad, y'all.
Like,
go ahead.
She bad. I gotta have that.
Since the day I met you.
So it went from, I gotta have that to now I have it.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, bless you.
Courting and chasing.
Yeah, see.
All right.
But, like, she was still forward. Like, okay, you know what? I like you. I want it to be more than just hooking up if you're cool with that. And I was like, absolutely.
And that's good. It didn't come off as like, well, dang, you aggressive. Like I thought you say one thing, it's another. That's good. All right, moving on. Leader versus being bossy. All right, men. Society paints men as natural leaders. If they're not a leader, they're just considered weak. But women as leaders, they're considered bossy. They're bitches. Why the double standard, folks?
Men are considered leaders for generations. Like this is before like BC, AD, like the whole time.
It starts with who's the president of the United States.
Exactly.
Like it's always been a man. So
or who was the general? This person, like Genghis Khan, or he did bad things, but he was a leader, like Hitler. Like what would have been different if a woman had did that? Would it still have that same impact? Would it still have the same history, or would everyone's like hate women to this day?
Well, back then women were just looked at as being what am I trying to say? Being there to pleasure men and to raise the kids and to clean the household, and then now
they're submissive, subservient.
Yeah, right. That is what she said.
A woman's role. That was
big words.
That is how women have always been perceived in society. We stay at home, barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen, taking care of the house, being the helpmate for the man. And that has always been a thing. Even some cultures today, still the women are viewed as being less than.
That's true.
Making less money.
Why? What's the difference? So like with leaders, right? How come Candace Parker can't get the same praise as like Michael Jordan? They both changed the game in their profession.
Right. But why? One is just more famous than the other or more known.
Exactly. Because one side is
why do they
known.
clown? Like, why do people clown the WNBA?
I'm
like
about to say the WNBA
like
is not viewed as highly as the NBA. So just like they say women can't play against men because women are less than.
Or
women
football.
We're not as capable as men. We're not as physically adept as men are.
Like football, why can men be full uniform, padded up, NFL, but why do women have to have the lingerie football league in order to get views and playing in Victoria's, sponsored by Victoria's Secret, like
sexualized.
Exactly.
You gotta think back when World War I, all the men were overseas fighting and stuff. They had a women's baseball league, but they wore the little skirts because hey, men don't want to see women really play baseball. They just want to see them in little skirts and look at their butts.
That's what made me think about the Pink Power Ranger. Why she had on a skirt and not pants like everybody else?
Okay, we're going to Power Rangers all right now. I didn't know we were going there.
About when you mentioned the skirt thing.
I thought you was gonna talk about a league of their own, but okay. Y'all ain't seen the movie, see it.
For me, I can only speak about this from a personal standpoint. Running PC, I'm a female, so I feel like when I'm standing up there and I'm talking and I'm saying stuff, or if I'm chewing out, well, not really chewing out, but if I'm telling the works and the soups and the LPOs, hey, we need to start doing this, or if I'm cussing, it's coming off as, oh, I'm being bossy, I'm being a bitch, I'm mean to her, blah, blah, blah. But if Moser does it, when he does it, they listen. Everyone's like standing firm, like, all right, we got you. We're going to support you, whatever, blah, blah. I can't stand that. So sometimes I hold back. I really hold back, and it's like, nah, I want to say this, but I'm not going to say it because it'll come off as me being a bitch. But I'm being a leader, but it's just being misconstrued, and I just can't stand that sometimes.
I don't know. I guess I really haven't been taking it that way because I have strong women like in my life and my upbringing. Like my mom, she's working on it for 10 years, but now she's able to be like an assistant principal. So it's just, she's a leader and she does her job well, which is why she got all these recommendations to become assistant principal. So whenever I see, especially like in the Navy, whenever I see, so say like the guy picks up first class in 10 years, but I want to know, how did the female sailor, how did she pick up first class in 7 years? That's what I want to know. Like, I would just want to be like, so like, especially since the odds are against you, how did you get over all of that to pick up like E6 or whatever in 7 years? Or how did you pick up chief in 8 years? How did you pick up chief in 9 years versus the guy? I don't really care about that.
Right.
So
looking at what the best is out there and see how they did it.
Exactly.
So for me, I think, so both sides. My kid's father, again, he practices Muslim faith. And for them, you are taught from two different lessons. Men and women are taught from two different lessons. And they are taught that a man's mental capacity can reach a level of 7, but a woman's mental capacity can only reach a level of 6 to 6.5. So in their culture, women are always going to be less than. They can never be as smart as men or as strong as men. They're always looked at as less than. And I think that's why, for me, I can never be a Muslim. I don't want anybody to see me as weak or less than just because of how I was born. Mm-hmm. I didn't choose this sex. When it comes down to work, all right, so for the work aspect of it, some things I am not able to articulate the same way that my male counterparts are. Like, there are things that I know how to do and I can do them, but to tell someone else how to do it, sometimes I can't put it into words. So I feel like they don't look at women as the same. And in our rate, it has always been the women that they get ahead because they sleep with the guys that they work with, or whatever. They play that role of, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to get dirty, or I don't want to do those things. And for me, it pisses me off that when I'm carrying, like I was carrying these 2 batteries and someone's, oh, you need help, don't do that to me, because you wouldn't do that to another dude. You know what I'm saying?
True.
If another dude was out here carrying these 2 batteries, you wouldn't be like, oh, let me help you out just because I'm a woman. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that to me, because I've worked on the flight deck. You know, I've been a troubleshooter. Mm-hmm. I've gotten my NAMs. I've gotten my accommodations. I've gotten pushed ahead. You know, I've earned mine. And I don't like that. And I feel like a lot of times when they look at the women in our rate, they don't think that we've honestly earned what we've earned. They just think that because we're women, sometimes it's given to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we didn't work hard for it.
I've never done that. I've always been one. I want to be out there. I want to get dirty. I want to do those things. Yeah, I've been put in positions sometimes that have benefited me and benefited my career because people have seen things in me. And I feel like, I don't know, it's just like sometimes it's that respect level, because I work with so many men, it's not there. And you
see what my office is, I got one other female in there, but I'm the...
And that's my thing. How many we mustering? We mustering like 22 and 24. And it's only 2 females. And I feel like the 2 females that's in there, not counting the administrative side, like, we literally have no problem busting ass. Yes, there are some things, because I had surgery, I am not physically able to do, but I don't mind getting out there and getting dirty. Right. I actually enjoy it. But I was always told, no, you can't do that because that's not your job. No, you can't, because your job is training. That's where you need to be at. No, you can't do maintenance. Like, when somebody told me I can't do maintenance because I'm a supervisor, that pissed me off.
I hate when they come up to the counter.
I can't do maintenance.
I hate when they come up to the counter. They'll ask Moser a question. Moser will ask me because he's unsure. He doesn't know. I'll give my answer, but then they still
think that he got it.
Yeah, they still like follow his answer. Or me and Moser said the same thing, or we'll say something different. My way is definitely better or more effective, more efficient, but then they'll follow his way, and then his way ended up being not effective or efficient. And it's
then
like,
they end up doing it your way.
Exactly. It's like,
you should have just...
Why didn't you just listen to me? Or why are you asking... No offense to Moser, but it's like, why are you asking him about AZ stuff? That's the last thing he knows. And yeah, I'm training him, I'm helping him, but you rather go to him and ask him questions instead of coming to me and asking me. And I feel like that's... I'm like, damn, do you not like me? You too prideful to come and ask me questions? Like, I'm not the type of person... If I don't like you, cool, I don't like you, but I'm still going to help you. We at work.
Yeah, work. We got a mission.
Yeah, exactly. So... That stuff kind of pisses me off, but I just can't stand when I put stuff out or I'll say stuff and it just goes in one and out the other. But if Moses says this or one of the other men in the office say it, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, that's the mission. Yeah, let's go. I hate that.
Oh yeah, trust me. So many instances that the 799, you telling me, and I done printed out the NAMP, highlighted it, and sent it with you, but you telling me no, it's not gonna be that because blah 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 blah. Granted, I'm a female, but I know how to do my job. I'm capable of researching, but it took someone else 2-3 ranks higher than me for them to bring you the same exact paper that I showed you, highlighted everything, and then you, okay, we gonna do that.
What we say gets questioned. What we say gets questioned all the time, and I don't know if it's a woman thing. It better not be a black thing. I can say that right now. Yeah. But it's like, dang, we literally just said the exact same thing, but you decided to listen to him after I just told you, and I'm pretty sure y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, I probably the same person I had an issue with.
But I'm like, he literally just said the exact same thing I said. So now you choose to listen to him instead of listening to me. But you know what? It is what it is.
But you know what? At some point, you got to sit back and be like, you know what? fine. You gonna do it that way? Now I get to the point where I don't say nothing.
Yep. It goes back to not fighting that battle.
Hey, go ahead. And when you wrong, you wrong.
Yep.
It is what it is. And that's why people might not like our senior chief, but I love him because he listens and he knows, hey, you actually know what you're talking about. And when I don't know what I'm talking about, or he thinks that I don't know what I'm talking about, he give me the opportunity to prove to him that I do know what's going on, that I am aware, that I know how to do the research, that I know how to do the background, and I can bring it to him and I can show him. And he admits it fully. Hey, I was wrong.
He the only person I know that walk in a room and don't gotta say nothing to nobody. Like, I'm gonna just walk in this room, like, I'm like, hey, Senior, what's up? Like, good morning, how you doing? Yep. Like, did you have a good weekend?
He don't owe nobody nothing.
But sometimes he'll check and say, he'll be like, oh, my bad. What's up, Easy One? What's up, PC? Whatever. Turn around and say something. But I be looking at him like, dang, you gonna speak? You just walking in this room looking for one person?
Already know the whole mess don't like him, and he don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he don't care.
He don't care.
He does not care.
When he walk in there, is one person in there, and I know for a fact he can't stand to make his blood boil. That's probably why he walk in there and he don't say nothing, because
he like, I only got to answer to this one person that's in here. So yeah.
So.
Oh, but that other person's scared. Let's just put it out that way.
Is.
Yeah, that other person, he's scared. No boss. All right, let's move it on. All right, this is the last one for this episode. So emotions. All right. If a man falls for a woman fast, it's considered clingy or weird. If a woman falls for a man fast, she's crazy. She's addicted. If men get emotional, they're considered soft or weak. But women were just born emotional, so it's the norm. So why do you think men are considered soft or weak if they become emotional?
It's frowned upon. It goes part of leadership. So if a man's put in a leadership position, he's not allowed to show that he's weak or he doesn't know what he's doing. He has to wing it. If so, then he gets replaced immediately, or his people start doubting him, or so then he has to work harder or do something crazy to prove a point that he's about that action.
And like, about 10 years ago, they used to say, oh, you gay. Oh, that's gay.
Or,
men don't cry, that's gay.
Exactly.
It's like, no.
It's just frowned upon as men. It's a community thing, but it's also just a gender thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to a man being emotional, I look at it like, how far are you going to take it? And I'm going to give you an example. Men can cry. Men can be emotional, but how far are you gonna exaggerate it? Like, are you gonna, oh my God, like, I can't believe this happened to me. Like, oh my God, I'm so devastated. It's like, all right, I think you're taking it a little bit too far. Like, I'm gonna need you to man up. I'm gonna need you to find your backbone. Yeah, you can be emotional, you can cry, but I'm gonna need you to not be so devastated, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't really,
like, what was me? I need attention.
Yeah.
Me like personally, I've never done that.
Like, you just sobbing and you need to dry your eyes and tears. Like, yeah, there's a time, like, if you lost bad. If you lost someone in your family or something, yes, be emotional. But if you're crying about
because you just got grilled for doing something that was wrong,
yeah, and it's like you completely devastated. It's like, all right, I need you to man up, need you to grow up.
Like, we got one at work. Like, he did some maintenance wrong, and he got in for it, and then he gets really emotional, goes to the bathroom, has to walk it off.
Really?
Go sleep in his car or sleep in the parts room.
We're going to talk about that later.
You know who.
I probably know who, but I don't know who. I've never seen it because
it happened with me and him.
Oh,
and
okay.
It goes to the whole squash it thing. But yeah, we can talk about that offline. But
I'm trying to think of a situation where a man can be like overly emotional. I'm trying to like a situation like so I can give y'all a good example.
I've seen men.
I've experienced it. I've done it. Like, because I've never been weak. My dad has never showed any type of emotion or weakness or anything. The first time in my life that I ever seen him cry was when I went off to boot camp.
Oh.
The second time I've ever seen him cry is when my best friend passed away. Those are the only two times I've ever seen my dad cry, and that was me too, because Navy is like, you know what, you gotta be tough, you gotta thug it out. It's me, like, it's all these people I've never known my whole entire life, they don't know me, like, you gotta have that image. And the first time, I would say honestly, the first time I ever showed emotion or felt weak in my life was when I got that phone call that my best friend had passed away. And I shut down. I didn't speak to anybody. Like, I was at work. And I was in security too. So when I got that phone call, I still had to go to work that next day. And, you know, I talked to the senior chief about it. And I was in the office crying. I'm not even gonna lie. I was bawling. I was a wreck. They didn't even let me upload. They was like, yeah, you can't even upload. Like, you just got to chill an admin a day and just like help us out, you know? So that was the first time I ever felt, and I didn't talk about it with anybody actually until I started dating my current girlfriend. She's the one that got me to open up about it. And I ain't gonna lie, she held me. We was in her bed. She held me, and she was like, have you ever talked to anybody about it? And I was like, no, never. Like, never considered therapy in my whole entire life or anything like that. And she was like, well, do you want to talk about it? So we talked about it for like 45 minutes to an hour, and I was bawling. She was rubbing my head, back of my head, like, you know, gave me the little kisses, and she listened. That was the first time that I felt nurtured, besides like from like my mom or, you know. I think men can be vulnerable. I don't consider it being weak. But if you pass out on the floor and you throwing a fit and you just making a scene, then it's like, all right, now, okay, you're not being a man. I'm gonna need you to man up a little bit. Like, you go do that. And yeah, being a sissy. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen guys do that over relationships. Like, they got caught up cheating and then the girl done and stuff. And I seen some of my homeboys back home and, oh my God, why she gonna leave me? Like, you know, and it's like, yo, dude, you brought this on yourself for one, so I can't feel bad for you. Two, you over here crying like a little bitch. Like,
see, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but why do we do that? You know,
I don't know, because number one, anybody crying over somebody like that, I don't care if it's a man or a woman. You know, you doing too much. Because
for me, it's like, how long are you gonna do this? Like, are you gonna cry for months? Are you gonna cry for weeks? It's like, all right, how long are you gonna carry this emotion around?
Depends on how big it is. I mean, I still get emotional about it. You know, they thug tears now. I'm at peace with it, but
no, now that is a different situation. Now I expect that. Men can cry. I don't care what nobody say. Men can cry. Life Jennings, okay, he put it out there. Men can cry. It happens. Go ahead and sing it. You over here?
No. I'm singing this first song that he came out with. Must Be Nice. That's what I was singing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she on the
wrong. There's a meme about that the other day. I just showed y'all. It was the difference between him and Too Short. He said the difference between putting that woman first and not caring about him, calling him a bitch. They said, look at the difference of him and Too Short.
All right, well, yeah. But yeah. So certain things, even when it comes to a woman, like, you gotta pick and choose what you about to cry over. For me, I know that, and it's probably a Pisces thing, because I think we talked about it before. When we get angry, we get emotional and we start crying, and that's because we holding it all in.
Depends though, because it might be something you're passionate about.
Well, I think we can't let it out.
Yeah,
I've had those moments at work. I've had those moments where when I go in, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna make you feel this small. I'm gonna embarrass you. I don't care who's around. The OIC can walk down the hallway and I'm still gonna go in. Like, I've gotten to that level of angry.
Because you was pissed off, or was it something that you was passionate about, which goes to the grudges? Was because you pissed off because of the grudge, or was it something that you was really passionate about and you know you're right and they was like, nah, you're wrong?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
I'm gonna just say both. Passionate, mad. That is like probably more mad at myself. Is like, I've let this go on for this long, and now I've gotten to my boiling point.
Snowball effect.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
So I guess emotions too. It's if a man opens up to you about how he truly feels about you, early,
too soon.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It throws you off.
Because it's like,
because you're used to being the one that's like, you know, babe, I kind of like you. You know, I think this could go somewhere. And you're like, oh, when he's gonna ask me out. But whenever the dude is like, look, I know we've been on a couple of dates. I'm feeling you, and you were kind of just still like at the talking phase. Right. You're gonna be like, okay, this is kind of fast. Like, I wasn't really expecting. I'm still feeling you out.
My first question is, how many women have you done this to?
Me personally?
No, she's saying the guy.
No, yeah, I'm like, all right, like, it's only been a week. And
I'm a Virgo though. I'm ready to love. You feel me? I'm ready to love now, hard and fast.
So you saying within a week you be ready to move in?
First night, maybe sometimes even.
Oh my gosh, look.
First night, hey, not like that. I'm talking about first night. I got the cheeks and it's amazing. I've already pictured our life together.
No. I'm telling you, I done dated men and women, and we in a weekend, and you be like, I love you. Your ass getting ghosted.
Yeah.
You are no.
That's weird.
That's too soon. You don't love me.
If I actually really care for Shorty and I'm like, yo, I like her, like I'm digging her vibe, then yes. But if it's something where I was just talking to Shorty just to get the cheeks, and like, of course not, because there's no emotion on that.
True.
There's no emotion. It's like a sex thing too, right? Like, well, I guess that goes on. You know what? That's the other one. I'll save that one. I'll save that one.
Part 2.
I'll save that one because that's one y'all are gonna be like.
But no, yeah. So I do think that sex can make you feel something for somebody too quick.
Especially if it is better than what you thought.
Yeah, if it's good.
Trust me, baby. If you end up listening, trust me. Hey.
Oh, she gonna listen. She gonna make sure she listen. All right, y'all. So
first now I was ready.
That is part 1 of our double standards. We talked about women being crazy versus men being controlling, women holding grudges but men let it go, someone that's attractive giving you a compliment versus someone ugly giving you a compliment, the difference in how you respond, men being leaders versus women as leaders being bossy, and then emotions. Why are men considered weak and women are just born emotional? What's up? You got something to add to the last one?
I don't think we touched on the women emotional one that much. We did, but I think women being born emotional is because, as you see women,
nurturing creatures. He's like, yeah,
we nurturing don't mean we emotional.
No, I mean I've seen some women that are straight thugs. They ain't got no type of emotion. I've had, like you said earlier, I've had women that played me, and I was like, you didn't feel nothing for me the whole time, like, or like you mean it's like everything was fake? Like I'm hurt, like. So cold thugs.
I can't with you right now. I can't.
You raped me in front of my PlayStation.
like 3 or 4.
That's when you get them aggressive women. Hey, they already know what they want. That's all they want.
You played me from the beginning. You was like, oh yeah, I'm really feeling us. I like the dates and everything like that. Once you got it, you cut me off.
And that's a date. Hey. They aggressive, all they want them cheeks. They did the same thing a man did.
That's why it's important to talk about what you want up front. Let that person know, like, look, I'm in it just for sex. I'm in it to get to know you. I want a relationship. Look,
that's why
I'm trying to get married within the next year. Like,
come strong, come correct. Tell me what you want.
Right, the next year.
Some people are like that. Like, look, I'm looking to get married in the next year. Like, what's up? What's good? That's how some people are. But that is it for part 1 of Double Standards. Part 2, we're going to talk about nudity, online, body count. Why is there a difference between men and women and the body count? Virginity, and, of course, cheating. So let us know what you think. As always, hit us up in our email, rawsessions.sc@gmail.com, and also hit us up on our YouTube channel and on Spotify.
At Raw Sessions.
Yeah. Jock, you got anything to add?
Now I'm ready for part 2.
Oh, okay. All right, we about to get into it. All right, y'all. This has been Raw Sessions.
Peace.